Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. Welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. I'm going to give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. So let's get into this topic here. I'm going to be upfront with y'all. This is a topic I had no interest in producing. I didn't even know this show was going down, right? But I was on the internet, right? And I was on Instagram, if I'm not being, I was on Instagram for sure. And a picture popped up on my, on my feed, right? A post, excuse me. And this post was, I believe, from ESPN itself. I could be wrong, but I think it was from ESPN, or let me see, maybe it was on NBA on ESPN. Let me see, NBA on ESPN. Anyway, it was one of these accounts. It may have been ESPN or NBA on ESPN. And they put up this post. Oh, no, it was on NBA on ESPN. So I want to put up the thumbnail. It says, who are the 50 players that are most likely to make the biggest impact in the postseason? And on the image here, you see Stephen Curry at number 50. So I began to scroll through. And would you believe it? I believe it was on 1, 2, 3, 4, slide 4. They had LeBron James as the 23rd player in terms of the most impactful player going into the playoffs, and I immediately bursted out laughing. It then turns out ESPN actually published an article on this that I want to get to right now. But before we even get into that article, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. All right, guys, the playoff push is heating up. Tournament hoops are here. The Masters is underway, and the NBA playoffs are right around the corner. There's no better way to cash in if you're right on all of this action than PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. So I jumped into their team picks feature, and honestly, I had no idea why I waited this long. First time I tried it, I was picking game winners on some of these games. Came out right on my first one, and watching the game just hit completely different after that. And here's what I love. On top of the players' picks you already know, you can now pick game winners, spreads, and totals. You can even call who wins the championship or takes home the MVP. Mix and match across basketball, baseball, hockey, golf, all in the same app. And if your picks get off to a hot start, you can cash out early before the game even ends. Now download the PrizePicks app today, pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoff push rolls on, and get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CLNS. That's code CLNS to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, perfect. So let's get into the article. It says, who will decide the next 2+ months of the NBA basketball? Welcome to NBA Rank 2026 Playoff Edition, where we're counting down the 50 most impactful players ahead of the league's postseason gauntlet. And then it continues on. Now, let's go through some of the players, right? So at number 50, they have Stephen Curry. We're going to fast forward a little bit. 48, Pablo Banchero. Then you have LaMelo Ball at 47. Let's just go. 46, Devin Booker. Tyrese Maxey, 45. Kawhi Leonard at 44. Okay. Denny Avia, who just put up 41 yesterday in the playing game, 43. Then Luka Doncic, 42. The big injury question. They have him in tier 9, right? These are tier 9 players. Tier 8, Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is more impactful than Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard. All right. We keep going. Devin Vassell, or whatever, from the San Antonio Spurs. Mikal Bridges at number 38. Keeps going on. Lou Dortz, number 37. Let's move a little forward. Amin Thompson for the Houston Rockets, 37. Rudy Gobert, 34. Let's go forward a little bit more. Alex Caruso, number 28. Peyton Pritchard, 27. OG Anunoby, 26. Top tier 6 now. Hopeful to put on an upset or two. Scotty Barnes. Alperen Şengün, 24. LeBron James at 23. And then the list goes on. Jalen Johnson. Let's go to the top 10. So the top 10 are number 1, SGA. Number 2, Victor Wembanyama. Number 3, Nikola Jokic. Number 4, Jaylen Brown. Number 5, Jason Tatum. Number 6, Cade Cunningham. Number 7, Donovan Mitchell. Number 8, Jalen Brunson. Number 9, Jamal Murray. And number 10, James Harden. The reason we're doing this is just to poke fun at LeBron fans. Why are we making fun of LeBron fans? Because LeBron fans are now saying that Luka Doncic was holding back LeBron James. And LeBron is going to put on a spectacular show. They've also been upset that most of the media is writing off the Lakers. People like Iman Shumpert, Stephen A. Smith say the Lakers don't have a snowball's chance in hell of beating the, beating the Houston Rockets. So if LeBron is as good as y'all say he is, why are they ranking him as the 23rd player in terms of impact? Now, this is not my list. That's their list. I don't agree with their list, but you guys like to make a lot of your basketball arguments based off of the stuff that publications like Bleacher Report, ESPN, and all of these guys write. So how do you explain this? LeBron fans, is this disrespectful? Do you think LeBron should be in the same tier next to Mikal Bridges? If you ask LeBron fans in their heart, the most impactful player in the playoffs will be LeBron James. That's what they believe. Now, I think the most impactful player should be between Victor Wembanyama and Nikola Jokic. I think those should be the two guys. Of course, SGA is going to be there. He's the league MVP. But impacting, I think is going to be those two big guys. I think it's either Nikola Jokic, and I think those guys should be the 1-2. That's just me, though, right? But they feel that LeBron is really not going to have that big of an impact. Now, I think some of also what went into their ranking is some of like the teams themselves, where they stand. Because if you look at the top 10, it's of teams that are like in the high seats. You had the Knicks, 2 Boston Celtics that were there. You had the Cleveland Cavaliers that were there. You have the Spurs that were there, the Nuggets that were there. So these are like top tier teams, right? Teams that we think have an opportunity to, at the very least, make it to the conference finals, respectively, of either conference, or make it to the NBA championship. So you kind of understand that. But for ESPN to rank LeBron number 23rd, LeBron fans, y'all got to make some calls to the ESPN offices out there in New York or wherever the hell they're based. Y'all got to make some phone calls and get them to explain to you how they have the King ranked as the 23rd most impactful player going into the play. Let's see what was their explanation for it. I didn't even read it. It says, can the 41-year-old LeBron James turn back the clock and lead his team to the postseason glory again? He wasn't supposed to carry such a burden this season, but just as James was becoming comfortable as the Lakers' third option, the 2 players ahead of him sustained injuries. So now James, who's 20 represented both a career low for him and by far the most points in NBA history for a player at his age, will have to dig deep to keep the Lakers alive long enough for Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves to return. So essentially, they're just basically talking about, can LeBron keep them afloat? LeBron fans, you need to call ESPN and talk to them. The disrespect is too much. These are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. Catch y'all later. Peace.